Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome very much to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to start a astrological and tarot live stream. Thank you very much for being here, your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. I hope you are having a beautiful Mars day in Gemini where we are being passionate, motivated, angry, aggressive, and deeply desireful about distant, cold, logical, and rational ways to think, communicate, analyze, associate, and share your thoughts, ideas, and logical processes of analyzing. Go ahead and press exclamation mark donate to help support me and my beautiful partner, and press exclamation mark Discord to gain access to our Discord as well. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna prepare for the full moon in Gemini. So we're gonna do some readings. And what does the full moon in Gemini means? This means that you feel extremely fulfilled or extremely unfulfilled in how you can talk in a logical, convincing, relatable, real way about whatever is that you're doing that is spiritual, unique, or creative. And if you are not doing anything spiritual, unique, and creative, you will only be talking about others, and you will try to make yourself look a certain way, look unique, look spiritual, look like you're doing something else, but you're actually not. You're just talking about others, either talking shit, either supporting. You're gonna just be talking about others. And let me tell you the truth. So if you were not doing it until right now, you can't do it like change it tomorrow, okay? You're gonna have to understand that's the seeds that you planted, that's the things that you did, that's the steps that you took to reach you to your current fulfilled or unfulfilled position, and you have to deal with it, okay? So if you are not fulfilled in the area, don't go crazy trying to communicate with everybody, trying to make yourself be visible as unique, as intelligent or smart. If you were not being individual and unique while communicating in a real logical way, it's not your time now. Okay, it's not your time now. Be patient, prepare yourself for the next cycle so you can be doing that. Alright? Other than that, it's full moon in Gemini pretty much is very like, it's one of the lightest full moons. It's like a lot of trolls will appear in your life, joking with you, comparing your present situation with the past situation. And most people that will do that, they'll have a very surface level mentality. They don't understand, like you might even have less money than what you had before, because many people judge others just because of how much money they have. They don't know anything else, but they might judge you, oh, you have less money, but your life might be better even though you have less money. Perhaps you got to a certain circumstance where you don't need as much money, you don't need to have as much responsibilities to have your life organized, you know? So like full moon in Gemini, it's like you and others might be talking too much, you might be talking too lightly, you might be feeling like others are friends and relatable to you and you shouldn't be communicating with them. Others might force you to communicate with them about something or about something else, you know? And basically the sun will be opposing the moon, the sun in Sagittarius. So the objective is for you to be able to talk, communicate, and relate in a real way, in a logical way, your spiritual belief systems, your moralities, your views about the world and the worlds around us. And let me tell you, if you say that, let me repeat, if you say that Mercury is exalted in Virgo, you are a fake astrologer. Let me say it again. If you say and you do your readings saying that, oh, you have Mercury in Virgo, you have an exaltation, you are a liar and you are a fake astrologer. And let me tell you, you are not the only one, because I was checking some websites, and 80%, perhaps 90% of the websites also say that Mercury is exalted in Virgo. And that's why I say you a fake astrologer, because you are taking your knowledge out of a website. I made my own conclusion, I made my own thinking, I made my own rationalizing, and I even have a video talking about that, and I came to the conclusion that Mercury is exalted in Aquarius by myself, by looking at life and myself, and be like, bro, Mercury is this, Aquarius is that. That makes sense, that this, that third, and then Mercury rules Virgo. How can a planet be exalted in its home sign? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make sense. Okay, so if you are saying that Mercury is exalted in Virgo, you are a fake astrologer. And if you did readings to people and you said they had Mercury exalted because it was in Virgo, you need to correct that part of your reading, because you are making or helping those people to misunderstand themselves, their circumstances, and life in general. Because Mercury is about thinking and communicating. In order to be successful in the world, you gotta have some teamwork, resolve some issues of confrontations and things like that, and that's all Mercury. Okay, so Mercury is not exalted in Virgo, and I've seen many people that are quote unquote SoulGroup posting things about Mercury is exalted in Virgo, making videos, making whatever, and I cannot understand how that is still going on, you know. But that's another video. That's just me putting some protection spells out there, so you guys already know that I have a different vision from you all, and I have no problems expressing that, and I'm not blaming anyone that is wrong. I just want you guys to really understand that part of our reality, that part of our solar system, okay? That those different transitions, those different seasons, all right? Because even for your own personal life, that's important to know that Mercury is not exalted in Virgo. And it even makes no sense, right? What means the exaltation of a planet? Doing something too much that you already don't know how to do yet. You don't know to do that yet, right? So, what will be an exaltation of Mercury? Talking too much, thinking too much, analyzing too much, right? Communicating too much, okay? And in Virgo, you have the thinking and analyzing too much. That could happen, that makes sense. But then, if you think about it, Mercury in Virgo is more private, is more hermit. Mercury in Virgo, you only really communicate when you pass through all of your tests, when you judge your mentalities and you process them and you filtrate them and you feel comfortable in what you think it's real and organized, and what you think that others think means to be real and organized. Then you express. Now, when you go to Aquarius, one of the most common traits of Aquarius is talking too much, giving too much of yourself, giving too much of your analysis process to the world, giving too much of how you think to the world, being fixed in communicating how you think, how you analyze. And many times Aquarius, including myself, end up in throwing their pearls to the swines, wasting energy, trying to make somebody listen that they don't care, okay? They just want to be right, or they just want to feel comfortable in the things that they already know. And please don't do me like that, okay? If you SoulGroup and you really believe Mercury is in Virgo, like, make a video about that, explain me your logical process, make it make sense. Perhaps I'm here ready to learn something new, but nobody really explains me, or just in general, why Mercury is exalted in Virgo. So my conclusion is, everybody that says Mercury exalted in Virgo got it from a website. That's it, that's all, okay? And yeah, show yourself, like, show to me, other than the universe, that you can talk, you can explain in a logical way your spiritual belief systems, your spiritual perspectives, aka if you do believe that Mercury is exalted in Virgo, can you defend that point? can you feel comfortable with how you think and communicate about that point, or you were just taking it from a website and you have no process about that? You know what I'm saying? That's actually a great example for full moon in Gemini. But then, yeah, Mercury exalted in Aquarius, communicating too much, talking too much, expressing too much of your thought patterns. Because think about it, Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, right? So none of those signs are fixed. None of those signs go too far. They are mutable. They get dispersed. They get unfocused. They get scattered. Okay? So it really makes sense, the exaltation of Mercury being in Aquarius, because you get so focused, you accumulate so much, then you just feel the need to express and release, aka air, aka masculine, young, Aquarius. You know, it makes no sense to me, Mercury being exalted in Virgo, okay? But if it does to you, if it really makes sense, you have a way to justify it or prove it. And I would like to know about that. Okay? Other than that, let's go to today's readings. Let's go to gematria and numerology. And by the way, guys, check the links in the description down below. Leave a like here on the stream. And I'll be live. No, actually, I will not be live tomorrow, because I was live today on my page Ezosu Football, watching along some World Cup matches. It has been very cool. Shout out to Portugal. We just won big time against Switzerland. So tomorrow I'll be live on my gaming channels, most likely. Perhaps in IG, see if somebody comes in, talk about why Mercury is not exalted in Virgo or something like that. You know, open discussion so we can communicate with each other as well, and improve our spaceships, improve how we communicate with others, because that's also one of the main flaws of the quote-unquote spiritual community. Usually people of the spiritual community stay very stick to their beliefs without being able to make others understand that belief in a logical way, right? And that's religious, or you don't need to know God exists to believe in it. That's La La Land. That makes no sense, and it's kind of stupid. So if we really want to change the world, we can just be some La La Land folks that refuse reality, that refuse mental exercise. Because how are you going to change the world if you can't explain to others why your spiritual belief system makes sense? You know, because religion got that right, but 2,000 years ago, where people were dumber than today. So if people are dumb today, imagine 2,000 years ago. It was really easy to make them believe in all religion shit, but not right now. Now they need to use science and other shit like that. So we gotta bring even more new, updated ways to explain some real important shit. So you can just be like, oh, Mercury is out in Virgo because I believe so. No, because even, like, I might be wrong. I truly believe I'm not wrong about saying Mercury is out in Aquarius, but I might be wrong. Okay? So, and you might be wrong with Mercury exalted in Virgo. So, we will end up just correcting ourselves. It will be positive anyway, like I said. But today is the 6th day of the 12th month of the year 2022. So that's 6 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. So that's 15, which is no, wait. It was already 15 yesterday. Oh, because I did my live stream after midnight over here, so I was already using these calculations. And the sun is in 14, so I think that changed. So it's still the number 6 for today. I might be paying too much attention to the shadow government shit, but you also can claim power and control over certain parts of you that the shadow government is governmenting, your shadows, natures and insecurities of yourself that you might not be aware of. and they are, so they can control that. They can make you react in a certain way. So it's the 14th degree of the 9th house of the year 10. That's also 6. That's 15, right? 1 plus 4, 5, plus 9, 14, plus 1, 15. So you can pay more attention. It's easier and more beneficial to you to pay fixed attention to your own creativity, individuality, and spirituality, and to bring power and control to individuality, uniqueness, spirituality, occultism. Just make sure that you are making sense. And when you are claiming something, it's not just because you want to be right, but you know that people believing something that is wrong is hurting them. And especially, I'm going to touch that again, but just as an example, Mercury not exalted in Virgo, when you do readings and you say that, you are hurting somebody, or not hurting, but you are misleading somebody. Okay? You are making somebody misunderstand their spirit and their surroundings. You being a demon. Okay? Wake the fuck up. So let's move on for today tarot reading as well. Sun in Sagittarius. Moon is 0 degrees Gemini, so we can say that, but it will only be a full moon in about 24 hours. In this region of the planet, in your region, it will be a bit earlier or later. And then Mars day in Gemini as well. Yeah, full moon conjuncting Mars. That's yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. We have 2 cards already. Reversed Ace of Cups. Reversed the High Priestess. And it's because the moon is in air. It's because the moon is in air. We want to have access to a lot of uniqueness and individuality. But because the moon is in air, we might misunderstand. We might be too realistic. We might be too logical. Or we might use our surroundings to try and make sense and relate this new, unique feeling, emotion, or spiritual belief system that you are having. And you can't mirror match them. You can't compare them because it's such a unique thing. It's such a powerful thing that your surroundings cannot be compared with this. This is too powerful. And then reverse High Priestess means that we're gonna receive a message, discover something about ourselves, being aware of something about ourselves, being having the ability to act on our higher natures. But you can also be misunderstanding that. You can be misunderstanding the messages that you are receiving from yourself. Because the High Priestess, what is the Priestess? Represents your feelings, your emotions, your internal travels. The High means the most filtered, the less dark, less heavy, the one that makes more sense, the one that is more realistic and empowering to yourself as well. High Priestess in reversed. There we go. Okay, let's go for the last card of today's tarot reading. Oh, what? Let's go. Ooh, Four of Wands. Nice. That means that after all those misunderstandings, you will be able to make sense, have a structured idea and mentality, and even you can be able to communicate and see your own individuality, creativity, spirituality, and ways to get you excited and motivated in a clear way. So you can think about it, you can have a very clear idea about your spiritual gifts, spiritual powers, and ability to express yourself in the best way possible. You can be very clear and sure about your creative gifts and ways to communicate your spiritual belief systems. Alright, and it's the Four of Wands. Beautiful. So all those misunderstandings, basically getting lost to find ourselves in a more clear, logical, rational, but also very spiritual, creative, and exciting way. So you get lost a little bit in yourself, in your emotions, in your feelings, in your dreams, in your imaginations, in your illusions, in your nightmares. But in the end of the day, you will have uniqueness and individuality and power and a high message, a connection from your spirit that leads you into a more clear vision and understanding, overstanding of your own spirit and how it expresses itself right here, right now, or in your mind. That's really cool, actually. It makes sense. And we can take a Dragon Oracle card just to know how we can reach those spaces or go through those spaces, because your spirit is always go through something. That's why when many people think how to avoid that situation, you can't avoid it. You'll always have to go through, but how you go through it is all in all possibilities. You can go through that thing in many different ways. You can't escape it, but it doesn't need to be bad, hard, or tough. You can make it something that others think it's hard. You can make it super easy and soft for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the power of spirituality and individuality. Let's see how we can go through today in the best way possible, in the lightest, highest way, wisest, widest way possible. Archangel Gabriel's dragon. So this is basically is like recognize that you might be going low, you might be going to the deepest, ugliest part of yourself, but it's okay. Okay, you don't need to stress about it. You don't need to be ashamed of yourself. You don't need to be feeling weird ways about yourself, because in the end of the day, you know that you're only going through that so you can learn what is your best desires, what is your best interests, what is your best abilities and gifts, and then you let go of the ones that are not the best, and you rise higher and lighter and brighter. Boom, chakalaka. Right? Right? Right. And let's go move on to the astro reading. I just need to change something here. Okay, let's go. All right, okay. So, let's get started with let's read the moon and then go to your houses. By the way, you guys can book a reading with me using the email on the screen right now. You can donate directly to that PayPal as well, or you can ask one card or two cards for yourself as well, or a friend or a family member or your loved one. Give them a gift on this beautiful full moon. Now, you know, because as I say, if you want a more unique and individual world, you have to support unique and individual people that are putting themselves out there, trying to change the world. Not trying, changing the world. So that's why I say shout out to everybody out there being their own goddamn individual selves, showing to themselves and others that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self. That's true. Don't doubt it. Alright? So, full moon in Gemini, as I said before, being extremely fulfilled or unfulfilled with your ability to logically, in a lighter, perhaps fun, flexible way, relate, explain, communicate, and your own self think and make sense out of your own spirituality, creativity, passions, and ways to see yourself, the world, and the spiritual realm, because the moon will be fully reflecting Sun in Sag. And Sag is pointing us to the galactic center, and it's through the galactic center that all the really new, innovative, different spirits come through. Because all the old spirits, they were already here for a long time. That's why they knew. So they also came in through the galactic center, but many cycles ago. Okay? So the moon will be receiving directly lights, desires that contain in them very new spirits, very exciting spirits. They can't wait to exist, communicate, and share their own unique experience. Perhaps they are really new spirits, they just been aware of themselves, or they were experienced in somewhere else and they are coming here for the first time. Okay? So, full moon in Gemini, opposing Venus as well, feeling extremely uncomfortable or extremely comfortable with your spiritual, more free, less organized, less logical relationships, partnerships, and exchange of energy, information, or body fluids. And Mercury is already in 29 degrees, so that's a cusp. Moon in Gemini, opposing / misunderstanding Mercury in the cusp, okay? Fully feeling comfortable or uncomfortable with spiritual thoughts and ideas that have to or can go into creating new ways to have stability and structure in your life, or just new ways to think about your status and how others see you in that status, organizing, profitable, you're such a grown-up man kind of way, which many people don't even know what a grown-up person, a grown-up spirit means, because we have grown-up bodies, but their mind is still very baby-like. Alright? So you might deal with that, and you have to be the smarter spirit, because full moon in Gemini, you really have to be light, you really have to be detached, and like, I'm smarter, I'm so much smarter than them that I know that they don't know how to talk or see or handle these things. So I'm not going to put more firewood into the fireplace. I'm not going to add anything here. I'ma just live mentally or goddamn physically. Full moon in Gemini, conjuncting Mars, feeling everything that is to feel, all the positive, all the negative, all the neutral, attracting a lot of things that are in the same area as your passions, motivations, angers, and frustrations, and deep desires that deal with associating and communicating your logical, real, flexible, detached, and cold ways to think, communicate, analyze, and associate your own ideas and creativity with the world. Okay? And I hope I was clear in there. I was just talking too fast. Another reason why Mercury is exalted in Aquarius. I have Mercury in Aquarius, by the way. Sometimes we talk goddamn fast, nobody understands us. You might be saying the rightest shit in the world, but you speak so fast, nobody understood you. That's a great example of Mercury in Aquarius, and throughout my whole life, people was like, bro, slow down, you're talking too fast, I cannot motherfucking understand you. And I'd be like, why, what? I'm understanding myself. Duh. Goddamn big ass Aquarius head. Speaking of which, full moon in Gemini, trining Saturn in Aquarius, a gift to feel extremely light, and this can be good. Okay? A gift to feel extremely light, detached, free, and happy or joker-like with your real, unique, stable associations and buildings, as in building a team or an organization to achieve a certain goal. So if you were like thinking hard about creating your own shit, building your own projects, relating with unique individuals, not taking the real action to not relate with fake ass agents and robots in the mind, making a real effort to place limits and boundaries, so you let no reptilians, aka people that are lost in their lower desires, to come into or to make a part of your even your mind. Saturn in Aquarius goes so deep because many people are just focusing on the external side of Mercury in Aquarius, but Saturn in Aquarius is also you building limits and boundaries, you building like mental structures that you don't even think, and you, that's something that you do. You think about some bullshit. Saturn in Aquarius is like you go and you tell yourself, no, I can think about that shit, and slowly but surely you'll stop thinking about it. But if you don't take that action to respect the limits and boundaries that you are setting up for yourself, you're not using Saturn in Aquarius to its full potential. Hi, Sheminia, namaste, namago. Got it? Namaste, amago. Got it? Just a little joke. Welcome very much to the live stream. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, and a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility. If you are enjoying the live stream, please leave a like. Where is this full moon in Gemini happening in your chart? We'll be making like full moon in Gemini in the first house, second house, third house. So we just now going through the astro reading of not today yet, because the moon is not yet full. It's reaching its full potential, but we can consider it full already. Then that's good. Feeling extremely light, fresh, flexible, joker-like with the Saturn in Aquarius is good if you were building a lot, if you were being kind of tough with yourself, if you were putting some entertainment on the side, or you were not really having very enjoyable interactions, or at all. You might be really secluded mentally, right? And this full moon in Gemini will give you the opportunity to refresh, breathe in, relate a bit more with others, probably relate with some old friends in lighter terms, so you can feel recharged. If you were not building a mental structure that is unique and individual, if you were accepting everybody else, lizards, people lost in their desires, robots, people that need to be programmed in order to know something, if you were allowing that into your mind and real life, the full moon in Gemini will make more of these people come into your life, or the people that are already in your life acting in that way, they will drain you, they will provoke you, they will put you through tests, they will put you through certain situations where you have to be like, no, I will not participate in that, and you have to act kind of cold, and they might be mad because they thought you were as cling to them as they are to you, And they'll be like, no, I have my own space, I have my own mind. They'll be like, what? I thought you were programmed as well. And they might react in very animalistic ways, so keep that in mind. Then, full moon in Gemini, sextiling Jupiter in Aries, an opportunity to feel extremely light, detached, Joker-like, cold, and rational about new, impactful, intense, and unique feelings, visions of yourself and the world, and deep ways to act and express your goddamn self. Also, an opportunity to feel extremely comfortable or uncomfortable with your real, unique experiences. Alright? Full moon in Gemini, fatal attracting Uranus in Taurus, feeling extremely more light, extremely more detached, and extremely more flexible about new and unique changes in how we get fixed resources, fixed security, fixed stability, or how we get our values met and respected in a fixed way. Full moon in Gemini, squaring Neptune in Pisces, learning how to connect more deeply, but in a way that you can feel lighter and still making sense about your deep illusions, dreams, imaginations, and subconscious patterns that reflect in your everyday life. A small example, a subsection of those subconscious patterns is generational curses. So with the full moon in Gemini, if you learn how to go in a clear, logical way to the deep parts of your subconscious, you can be like, hey, that's a general curse right there. Get them! Kill that generational curse. And then you feel lighter about some subconscious pattern that was holding you back. That's an example. Then, full moon in Gemini, misunderstanding Pluto in Capricorn. Feeling too light, feeling too detached, and feeling like I don't give a fuck about very important, traumatic, deep, transformative, maybe from the past or right now, moments where you or the world were creating new ways to have security, stability, safety, profit, efficiency, and organization in your life. Okay? And that's for the full moon in Gemini alignment with everything else. And we can do just a little one, which is the North Node in Taurus. Full moon in Gemini, fatal attracting North Node in Taurus. And I talked about the North Node in Taurus in yesterday's live stream, which is basically you take your spiritual path and you make that real. You have a fixed set of core values. You make sure that those core values, those 5 of 6 core values, while the North Node is in Taurus, you're gonna make sure that becomes real to you and others around you. And also, you can be a support for others that are very spiritual and unique, but still don't got themselves situated, right? So the full moon in Gemini is you being open or attracting somebody that is opening up to you an opportunity to connect, think, communicate, and feel more lighter, communicative, connective, while being logical about that I just said. Making real your set core of values, because when we're all creating our bodies, right? We already basically did that. We're creating something real out of our spiritual values. And now we're gonna do that again on a more denser way. Alright? And you can also have a gift here to communicate and connect with others that have the same or similar core set of values. And they were already able to make that fixed and situated, and they can help you. Or if you feel too insecure and if you feel too nervous and you don't have your set core of values physicalized and situated, you might feel weird, you might feel others joking with you, and maybe that's what you need to go through in order to make your set core of values real and in this existence. Okay? So now let's go to the reading of your houses. So if you got Gemini, the full moon in Gemini in your first house, That means that you have a Gemini rising, and right here I have my astrological clock. I use this to know when the sun rises, and then I know what constellation is rising, because those are the different seasons, the different transitions of our day, and that infinitely helps you organize your day and your mind all together. Okay? So, if you have first house Gemini, the full moon will be in your first house. What does that mean for yourself? Let's go. Uranus! Yeah, all possibilities. You can be, feel, think whatever you want right now. Whatever you want right now. You can think, feel, be, act, express, imagine anything you want right now. And it's more likely that that thing can become true. So if you're thinking about some bullshit, it's more likely that that becomes true. If you're thinking about your higher self, it's most likely that that becomes true. Okay? And just before I forgot, remember all my services over here, tarot readings, my special 360 reading. It's a banger. Everybody wants it, everybody loves it. Natal chart readings, my currency reading, which is very cool as well. I take your chart, I take the chart right now, and I make a reading out of that. And I have some new formats coming in as well. Join my Discord so you can know everything about it. Alright? Then, if you have the full moon in Gemini happening in your second house, that means you have a Taurus rising. Right? First house, second house. So if you have a Taurus rising, that means that the full moon is going to be on your second house. What does that mean for you, all Taurus's risings? Oh, some tension, but not too much, but some tension that you might not be expecting. And it will happen various times, but it will not be very impactful. So you got that going on for yourself, chill. But then if you overreact, if you overthink, overcommunicate, or overshare those things, it can become denser and denser until it explodes on your face. Oh, we got it. Four of Swords. Okay, yeah. Thinking too much, communicating too much, being too real, being too flexible, being too external, being too gullible, being too logical, being too dry, being too cold, being too distant can perturb your values, how you value yourself, how you value others, and how you think that others value you. And you just might be too dry, you might be too realistic, and you might miss your own values and other values during this full moon. And you might be trying to make others think that you are valuable, and you have no business doing that. Okay? You be yourself, you do what you do, and then if others think that you're valuable, nice. But if you're trying to force them, that's not nice. Okay? So, if you got the full moon in Gemini going in your third house, that means you have an Aries rising. Because Taurus is your second house, and Gemini is your third house, right? You guys can see. Let's go. Aries. It's the red house. It's the red house, right? So that means that you're gonna be fully reacting, fully responding, fully feeling, and fully attracting a lot of things out of your surroundings, out of people, pleasant things in your surroundings. So don't overreact, overthink, or overcommunicate about anything that comes from or about or that is happening in your surroundings. Whoa, a bit of scatteredness, that's natural. Gemini in the third house. You feel that every day, right? Some scatteredness involving 10 of Pentacles, too much earth, too much reality, too much responsibilities, too much practicality, too much dryness can provoke your scatteredness in that area of your life. Wishing everyone in the chat the what, Stephen? I can't read your whole message because obvious. Wishing the best. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you very much for being here. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions. A whole bunch of individuality, in creativity, and responsibility as well. Let's go. Let's move it along. I know we're still thinking a card for Gemini in the third house, full moon going into your third house right now. Oh, and it is 6 of Cups. That's cool. Okay. So you can be paying, on the negative side, you can be paying too much attention and trying to claim power and control over others' feelings, emotions, illusions, imaginations, spiritual wisdom, and how they attract stuff. On the positive side, you can pay a lot of attention, bring power and control to your own feelings, your own emotions, your own dreams, illusions, nightmares, ways to connect, manifest, attract, and spiritual wisdom and knowledge. Okay? So if you have Gemini in your fourth house, that means you have a Pisces rising. So you're gonna learn some lessons about your spiritual, about your personality, personal interests, and personal insecurities, and your private, familiar life, the people, places, and things that you let in your bedroom, physically and metaphysically. And what does that mean for you? Pisces rising. You're going to be fully reacting, fully responding to your private life, family life, house life. You got to learn how to be a bit lighter, more flexible, and distant about that. Whoa. Psst. 2 cards. Okay. It's Pisces rising. We take 2 cards for them to help them get clarified. Neptune, the Hanged Man. That means you and people, places, and things in that area of your life will be dealing with a lot of physical manifesting and reflection of deep subconscious patterns. You're going to be reflecting, reacting, and responding to yours and others' deep spiritual dreams, illusions, imaginations, feelings, emotions, connections to other worlds, to different worlds within you, outside of you. And the reason this call is the Hanged Man, because man is your mind, is your thoughts, and they are hanged by a feet. They can't do much. This is too spiritual. This is way before, this is way first than the man. So the man can't reach that. So you have to trust your spirit. And then we have 4 of Pentacles though. But then you have the opportunity to really make sense, to be really real, really practical, really organized, really practical. I already said that. Really really profitable and efficient about all those things you're going to be manifesting from your subconscious realm. That's actually kind of cool. But you have to go through a learning lesson. Keep that in mind. Okay, all my Pisces. Okay. Just make sure you don't go to war, or it's a card about war, because you're being too dry, you being too logical about something that it's logical already, aka reality. So don't go to war with others. Go to war with yourself. And it's not reversed. It's actually corrected. Go to war with your generational ass curses, with your self-sabotaging systems. Go to war with some weak ass dreams, illusions, and imaginations. Kill them. Take all the water from them. Be really dry about those shit. About your own self, though. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on. Next is if you have full moon in Gemini in your 5th house, that means you have an Aquarius rising. That means you're going to be fully reacting and responding to the things that you pay attention to, the things that you entertain, and the things that you enjoy, and also the things that they pay attention to you. You like to be entertained by them, and you like to receive validation and attention from those things. Full moon in Gemini in your 5th house. Oh, almost scattered, but you're gonna catch yourself. You're not allowing yourself to go fully scattered. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you can see my lights here. I have some lights in the back. Oh, come on. Bro, oh, come on, bro. It doesn't want to stay in that place. It's resisting me, bro. Because you see, it's so cool, the lights in the background. And you guys can see because my setup is being stubborn. Okay, we got it. Oh, but now it's... Oh, hold on, hold on. Alright. It can be a bit better. You guys can see more of the lights. Bro, god damn it, it's coming... Why, bro? Can you just... Still like this? A bit lower. Actually, oh, not like that. What the hell? So extreme. Whoa. That's a bit too much. It doesn't want to stay turned to that side. It's so annoying. And if I do this... It's... No! Bro, just stay, god damn it. Oh, bro, it makes no sense. bro, this is so annoying. Bro, it will be way cooler like this. But then it just goes like this by itself. Oh fuck it, I'm wasting too much time in here. It's even worse now. Fuck it. Oh. Hey, we did it. Let's freaking go. Oh yeah, let's go. Now we're on it. Alright, so we were in full moon in Gemini in your 5th house. Let's go, let's go. Hope it's not too much. The lights can be a bit perturbing for you guys. We got it. Reversed Prince of Pentacles. That means that everybody with an Aquarius rising is creating a new way to share and associate in an external way, in an acting way, to associate, communicate, and share their organization, stability, responsibility, and ways to be profitable. But you are misunderstanding. You might just be communicating and thinking with and about the wrong people, places, and things, but you're doing the right thing. You just make sure you are sharing and associating your reality, stability, and practicality with the right people, places, and things that pay attention to you. They enjoy you and not the things that you got going on for yourself. Let's move to Capricorn rising. That means you have Gemini in the 5th house, right? Capricorn, not in the 6th house, Capricorn rising. Gemini in the 6th house, almost into the 7th. That means you're going to be fully reacting. That was a fast one. Oh, you're gonna be bringing some deep subconscious patterns to your routine, work, organization, health, and practicality. Because you got the Hanged Man. There was somebody else that got the Hanged Man. It was Pisces rising, but they had Hanged Man plus 4 of Pentacles, so they were able to really make sense and really be sure about what those subconscious patterns and recognitions mean. You just gotta work with them. You just gotta work on them. You just gotta bring them into your life and make sure you are not ignoring them or being too harsh on yourself because of them, because that might bring some health issues into your life. Then we move to Sag rising and full moon in your 7th house. This means you're going to be fully reacting, fully responding to your relationships, partnerships, and new ways to communicate and think in fresh, innovative, and sometimes gullible ways. Full moon in the 7th house, it's kind of tough. You can kind of threat a lot of bullshit. Many people from your relationships were just fine today, but tomorrow they're going to be acting all crazy. And you got to be the strongest, smartest spirit, okay? Keep that in mind. Oh, we got a card. Princess of Wands. Yeah, because it's like creating a new internal, perhaps private way to deal with and use your creativity, individuality, and personal spiritual belief systems. Okay? Or creating a new way to feel comfortable and safe with your spiritual belief systems and how you express them. Wait, this is kind of... I knew it. Just make sure you don't allow flunked out, low-ass relationships influentiate and create a little of this new way for you to be and feel about yourself. Make sure you are the only solo author about this new way to react, deal, and be your goddamn self on an internal realm, basically. Let's move into Scorpio rising, meaning you have Gemini in the 8th house, right? This means you're going to be fully reacting and fully responding to deep relationship, deep moments of transformation, pleasure, achievement, or desire. Alright, okay? Alright, okay. We got some scatteredness, but one card stayed. So, and the card that stayed was the Two of Cups. Okay, so if you ignore or if you know how to navigate through the scatteredness and flaken outness from you or people in that area of your life, you're gonna realize that you have a very unique, profound, emotional, spiritual, and real communication, relationship, or partnership that you can really go deep with. But most likely, you'll also realize that some, if not most, people, places, and things in that area of your life were not as deep as you need them to be. And you might need to detach for them. I don't know. That's your life. You do what you gotta do. Next, we move in to Libra rising. That's me. We're gonna have full moon in the 9th house. So we're fully reacting, fully responding to ways to get and share wisdom and knowledge, fully reacting and responding to ours and others' testimonies and spiritual belief systems and moralities as well. That's why I'm going not hard, but I'm going for the thing. If you believe and say and express to others that Mercury is exalted in Virgo, you are a fake astrologer and you making others misunderstand life in general. And I know how to talk, I know how to make it look and be real. But let's see what tarot card we have for ourselves, fellow Libra risings, librarian risings, right? And what you gotta do in the library, be silent, be quiet, respect others, because everybody's reading and getting new information. Boom! Perfect example for Libra. Librarian, libraria. Oh, we got it? Reversed Two of Swords, okay? Reversed Two of Swords. So you can have some light, flexible, detached, intelligent, and smart conversations, relationships, or just interactions. But you might think that's spiritual, you might, or they might think you spiritual, you might think they are a real relationship, they are a solid relationship, and they just there for the sake of conversation. They're just there to relate or to burn some time. And it's up to us to discern which are the real relationships that you can really open and expose our spiritual belief systems, morality, testimonies, wisdom, and knowledge. But you just talk, okay? Just talk, express yourself, show your point of views, and then you'll manifest a bunch of wrong relationships, and you might manifest some right relationships. But if you don't talk, if you don't express your spirituality, wisdom, and knowledge, you will never know which people really relate with you and they really think in the same real logical way as you. You know, you will never know. You'll just think about it, but you have to know it. Then we move to Virgo rising, which means you have Gemini in the 10th house and you are learning something as well. You're learning how to be lighter, how to react in a more lighter way about your status, business, and organization. And you are fully responding, fully reacting, and fully manifesting and attracting things from that area of your life. Business, infrastructure, creating new ways to have business, security, responsibility, new responsibilities, okay? New limits and boundaries in reality, in the world. You are learning how to react and just feel lighter about that without losing your commitment or the stability. Oh, we got it? Three of Swords. Alright? You are creating or completing new mental, logical, realistic awarenesses about that area of your life. Okay? You might realize what somebody thinks about you. You might realize what others and how others talk about you, about your status, your responsibility, and how you are organized, and the type and of limits and boundaries, and how you respect your and uphold your limits and boundaries as well. Next, we go to Leo rising, which means you have Gemini full moon on your 11th house. So you are going to be fully reacting, fully responding to your associations. Okay? We have a flip. It was a very smooth flip. So this can be a pleasant surprise. You'll find it a bit easier to share your visions, feelings, passions, and things that make you excited. Because you're gonna have the opportunity to fully share, fully connect your visions and feelings with the world, with a specific group of people that are interested in the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And Jupiter, the Wheel of Fortune. So basically, you have a big ass portal, you have a big ass gift, a big ass opportunity. Hold on, I'm not finding it. There we go. Jupiter, Wheel of Fortune for all my Leo risings. Okay? Because you have the opportunity to feel lighter, to feel smarter, to feel more logical, or to attract people that are smarter and more logical than you, and they help you expand and travel to new spaces. Just make sure you are expanding on the right things, on the right feelings, on the right emotions, on the right visions, on the right principles, because that will tell you where you will be traveling to in this full moon in Gemini. And lastly but not least, Cancer rising with the full moon in Gemini in their 12th house right there. This means you're going to be fully reacting, fully responding to your deep dreams, deep illusions, deep imaginations, deep paranoias, subconscious patterns, and that feeling of connection between yourself and the universe. And we have 7 of Pentacles. We have 2 cards for you. So you're going to be detaching from old ways to be realistical, practical, organized, efficient, and having profit. So you can gain access to new, better, more adequate ways to be all that, right? And also reversed Saturn, the world. So you're going to have a new way to be and see about the world, literally. But because it's new, you are not very experienced in it, so you might misunderstand the cycle you are finishing with the 7 in Pentacles. So you are detaching an old way to be a new way. For me, that's the end of a cycle, right? You might be misunderstanding people, places, and things that you are building with or just around you in the world. You might be misunderstanding how you feel about the world. Your moods might not be realistic, okay? And then the things in the world might not reflect correctly how you're feeling or the things that you want and need, but it's what you deserve. Alright? And you might be going through some tests. You might be going through some trials and tribulations to make you sure of your newly found power and way to be organized, efficient, and profitable with your personality, personal insecurities, and personal interests in general. And that's the full moon in Gemini for every rising sign. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was helpful to you. Any doubts, don't hesitate in contacting me. If you want a reading for yourself, don't hesitate in contacting me. And if you want it before the full moon, you better contact me fast so I don't get too overbooked and then I end up delivering your reading after the full moon. So if you really want it before the full moon, go ahead and take action now. And thank you everybody that was watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions. A whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. I wish that you follow your individuality in order to maintain your sanity. Shout out to my beautiful partner, Daria. Go check her links in the description down below. And shout out to my SoulGroup and to everybody out there changing the world right now by being themselves and showing to the world that the best way to be is to be your goddamn self.